Question one, why do I want to become a part of the Biliken Buddy program? So back in high school, I was a student ambassador for all 4 years. I would constantly give students tours, I'd say 4 or 5 times a month, for at least the first 3 years of high school. And then my senior year, I became much more involved with the actual admissions process. I helped out with some of our senior officials in the school to try and coordinate events for that. And in these tours, I would show these kids all my favorite places. I would show them things that they were fascinated by. I also met a lot of different parents, mostly through Zoom, especially in my junior year when the admissions process got really crazy due to COVID. So I met a lot of really fascinating parents and students throughout this process, and I just enjoyed being able to show new students my favorite parts of the school and the things that made me happy there and things that I thought might make them happy too. I also like knowing that I'm also making a difference in these students and parents' lives. I'm the oldest child, so I know the insanity of an admissions process, especially when it comes to college. So I find comfort in knowing that I might be helping some of these families or some of these parents, and what is most definitely a hard time for them because it's just there's a lot going on. So yeah, like I said, I like being able to help, and just do what I can to make this admissions process as seamless as possible. Number two, what characteristics make me or would make me a great Billiken buddy? Um, I consider myself to be a charismatic person. I am very outgoing. I love to meet new people. It's one of my favorite things. Just kind of branching out, and meeting new people and exploring their identities and getting to connect them. I just absolutely love. And so like I said, back in high school, I was a student ambassador. So I have a lot of experience when it comes to this admissions process and walking people around and showing them the school, and being as helpful as possible. So some experience in that field, I'm sure, would also be very helpful. Yeah, like I said, I'm very outgoing. I like to kind of branch out, meet new people. I have no problem in trying to connect with people I've just met. And I think that would be very helpful if I was to be giving tours to people, or interacting with parents or families, maybe, when it comes to the admissions process. Number three, I'm going to explain a little bit about my college search and how I ended up here at SLU. So I'm from Cincinnati, Ohio, from a considerably small high school, about 400 total kids. And I knew that I kind of wanted to branch out a little bit, and kind of go a little bit farther from home because I've lived in Cincinnati my whole life. So I was looking for a school that was very strong in its Jesuit or Catholic roots, because I grew up Catholic. And I was looking for a little bit of a smaller school, comparatively, coming from a smaller high school. I didn't want to overwhelm myself. And I'm also pursuing a medical, like a, career in the medical field. Sorry. And I was looking for a school with a well-developed medical program, that's well known for their College of Arts and Sciences. And so I narrowed it down to a few schools. But what really stood out to me at SLU was the sense of community. So I've shadowed here, not shadowed here, but I came here and took a tour twice, before actually going through the admissions process and deciding that SLU is going to be my school. And so, like I said, SLU checked all the boxes. Um, there were other schools that had a few. They may have been smaller, but they didn't have this faith rooted, base. But I looked at SLU and it was a smaller size comparatively, um, very well rooted in their Jesuit community. The people here are fantastic. They're extremely friendly. And past anyone on the street, it was just immediate, just very, very pleasant. Um, and I felt at home here. The community, the faith, all of it, just it tied together perfectly. So number four, or question number four, SLU may not be a perfect school. One thing that I wish was different is that people, from my experience, People from what I've seen are tending to kind of stick to their like the people in their building or in their floor. And I wish people would be a little bit more free to like open up and expand, and this may come with being new. Um, but I see it as a good opportunity. It's really just if you're willing, you just kind of have to put yourself out there and just try and meet new people. Like I said, people are tending to stick to like their floors or their buildings. But I think that if you're willing to just put yourself out there and take a risk, I think you'll meet some really neat people. And I'm beginning to discover that.